Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Talk Benchrest with Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies. And happy Halloween. So, some people were trick or treating last night, and some are trick or treating tonight. But I hope you guys got all your favorite candy when you went through and sorted your kids' candy. And if you went trick or treating yourselves, I'm talking to you, panelists, then shame on you. You know you're too old for that. But anyways, we got an interesting topic tonight. We got a good full room back there in the green room. I want to start off saying um, there was a comment in the side chat before we got started, and it was about an item that may have been for purchase, and we don't sell stuff here on uh, the live stream. It's not allowed. So I did delete the comment, but in the process of deleting the comment, I accidentally clicked on ban. So Jeff Lee, I apologize. I banned you. I hope that's just for tonight's show. I didn't mean to ban you. I was just trying to take that comment down to keep us from getting flagged. But I can't figure out how to get you back in the side chat. So I apologize for that. I hope you understand. Just trying to keep us from getting kicked off here because we've gotten kicked off before, and so far we've gotten lucky and got no strikes against us, and we like to keep it that way. So tonight we're going to talk about how do you interest new shooters into the shooting sport that you are taking part in, and after you get those new shooters, how do you keep their interest? How do you keep them from leaving and getting discouraged? And Mike Moore is going to help us out with that topic tonight. He's got some bullet points to talk us through the show tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. And I encourage the side chat to interact as well, because I know that we got a lot of you guys out there in the side chat that you also shoot at different sporting events with your Benchrest rifles. So you can tell us, it could be as simple as loaning somebody a tool that, that they may not have, to keep them from getting discouraged, because I know that getting into this sport, it's expensive. And if you had to sit down and get everything you need all at once, it would be tough. So, anyways, I don't want to take too much from Mike's talking points. I'm going to bring each person out of the green room tonight and introduce them, and they can tell us how their week has been. So up first, we got Jose from J Delta 22NC.
Good evening. Thank you for having me tonight. My
Glad to
week
have
is going fine. Been to the range all week. I got to shoot my old CC457 with a Lucia barrel on it, and shooting some budget ammo like CCI and Ely Target, and going budget this week.
I think I seen a headliner from you earlier about
Yes.
a budget ammo that really counts or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, that really works. Yeah.
It really works.
Yeah.
So that's got my interest peaked. We're going to have to watch that and see which ammo you're talking about. So up next, we got Brian from Hasbro's Hide.
Hey guys, I'm going to turn J Delta into the gun abuse police. He's fun putting some mighty terrible ammo through some really fine guns. It's good to be with you guys. I hope, in fact, I'm confident we'll have a great show. Looking forward to what Mike has for us.
But if he finds one of those ammos that works really well and you see it and you know it, then you'll probably shoot it too.
Yeah, I doubt. Well, you're probably right.
I'm going to give Ely Target a second look.
Especially with you holding my Center X hostage, I may have to.
I'm not holding it hostage. I'm just making sure you don't run out.
That's right.
True.
Well, speaking of ammo hoarding, up next we got Brock from Leather Action 22, and he's hoarding up all that Ely team he can find.
Mm-hmm.
Sure am. I was glad to get it too. I'm telling you, I was never answered a text message faster.
So we've missed you the last few shows. You've been having to work.
Yeah, I had to work and I was sick last week. And Hasbro and I were toughing it out together. So
Yeah.
You said you never answer a text message faster. Does that include your girlfriend?
No comment, huh?
If you
He's
you
playing
answer
it safe.
about ammo before your girlfriend, you got a
You
problem.
cannot say that on the air, Hasbro.
That's right. He has to play the fifth.
wait till after the show. Then
Play
I'll
the
answer.
fifth.
Okay.
We can talk more about that in the back chat where she can't hear. All right. So up next, we got Steve from over there living in Southwest Virginia.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Can you
Steve.
hear me?
Yes, sir.
I just want to make sure I had things set up right.
I got to ask you, you got anything new?
My brother's got a martini coming. He's picking up Monday.
Wow.
Oh, boys, y'all got the bug bad.
Yeah, you guys are a bad influence. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Well, your brother's got something new. I thought you said a couple of things coming.
No, he's got that coming. That's the only thing we got going on.
Okay, you're next.
Maybe.
All right. Something's happening with your camera right now. It's glitching.
Yeah.
You're back now.
Okay.
All right. So up next, we got Mike from MN Shooting Sports.
Hey everyone.
Hey, Mike.
Just been a cold couple of weeks here. Rain the last 2 days. And been playing around with old ammo in some videos, and I'm gonna take a little hint off of what Jose's been doing here. And tomorrow morning we're going out to the range with the Super Match 54 and 10 different bottom of the barrel budget ammunitions,
There you go.
because I've had a bunch of people comment on my Annie and the vintage rifle challenge. And when I say a bunch, I mean like 5 or 6, but they all want to see, will it shoot, cheap ammo? And I know the answer, it will. But I'm going to kind of show that out and show what it shoots better than it does worse if the weather cooperates tomorrow. So
Awesome. Maybe you'll find us one of those ammos that'll shoot.
and I got five different brands or types of Aguila to play with tomorrow. So
Hasbro shoot it too. He says he won't. He says he won't, but he will. He'll go down the rabbit hole.
Oh, I've shot through so much ammo this year. You're exactly right. Budget's getting small.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'd love to have a budget ammo that would shoot good. I'd shoot the fire out of it. So, and up next we got George from Southern Rifle.
Well, you know, man,
Hey, George.
I ain't done nothing this week but watch it rain.
Yeah, it's been a little rainy here in Kentucky, especially the latter part of the week.
Wind and rain's just been crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Been bad.
Got Jay Crow over there in the side chat saying hello to everybody. Boom. Not even candy. I have 2 big sacks full. So we don't get trick or treaters where I'm at. We're kind of tucked away back up in a holler, and it's dark back in here. And I think the kids might be afraid to come back here. I don't know what.
For all the gunshots.
No, I don't. No, I don't shoot around the house much.
Unless people's looking for a house in the middle of the night.
Unless people are looking for a house in the middle of the night. So, up next, we got American Hillbilly. He might be here and he might not.
I'm here. Man, how you fellas doing?
I know you said you was
Doing
having
good.
some intranet issues.
Yeah, I think I got that taken care of, though. But yeah, it's been a good week. Anyway, Ames ordered us some costumes so we could go trick or treating with the grandkids this year and stuff. And evidently, there was a mix up in the costumes and stuff because I was going to be the Lone Ranger, and this is what I ended up with. The wrong dang mask.
The Lone
This
Stranger.
don't look like the Lone Ranger.
It's the Danger Stranger.
Yeah, little kids are running from me out there.
Understandably so.
Yeah, well, I did get some candy though.
Yeah. Well, did your all's parents do that to you when you were little? They tell you have to sort your candy to make sure there wasn't nothing bad in it, and then you get it back and it'd be about half gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh Lordy. All right. Well, up last, but not the least, because he is the leader of the show tonight, and that is Mike Moore from Empty Pockets Paint Shop.
Evening, everybody.
Hey.
How's your week been, buddy?
Been busy.
Busy. And we might have Justin Lowe pop on here a little later. He said he would be late if he did get on. And usually that means he's retrieving a deer out of the woods. So he may have gotten a deer tonight. I don't know. And so anyways, well, without further ado, we'll get this thing started. So Mike, I'll let you take the floor and we'll help you talk through this.
All right, we'll see what we can do. Some topic tonight was gaining new shooters and retaining them, both on just the competitive side and also recreational side. So I see a lot of people that try to jump straight into the competitive side and get discouraged very quickly, not only with the equipment and the cost of the equipment, but how they're doing in competition. They get discouraged pretty quick, and then they end up leaving and never coming back. And I think there's some ways to help ease people into it and keep them interested, but not break the bank and discourage them right off the bat. One of the things I have is people get discouraged real quick with how they're performing. They're not doing as well as they think they should be. And they see how, in some of these matches, the same group of guys are winning every match every month, and that sort of drives them away from it. And I think those guys that are higher up could do a better job at, helping them out, mentoring them, and easing them into things. And as far as the recreational side of it, I see a lot of people get discouraged with shooting sports because they either have bad mentorship where somebody, takes a new shooter out and hands them a 12 gauge right off the bat, and then they, tear their shoulder up and never want to come back. That's one way people get discouraged. And then, others is they don't have anybody to help them, and nobody to help guide them in the shooting sports. What do y'all think?
Yeah, well, I've experienced it with our Benchrest shooting, not so much recreational side of things, I guess, but I can't tell you how many people showed up and they got big egos and they think that they're going to come in there and wax the floor with you, and they show up and they shoot a card, and then they realize that they wasn't where they thought they were, and then they never come back. And I feel like that those, if you had the chance to talk to them and enlighten them a little bit before they just come in there gung-ho, you might be able to keep them around. But when they come in there like that and they embarrass themselves, they're not going to come back.
Yeah.
And so that's a hard one to control. But I don't know, Jose. What do you think? Are you muted?
He sounds great.
I was just testing to see if you were awake.
You pulling a hillbilly, buddy.
Yes. And we say here, yes. So I agree with you. Yeah, you get some guys that get out there. And we, it's not to brag about it, but when you're doing it for a while, it becomes second nature to you. You can get that rifle and get that round where you need to hit it. So, and then you get the guys that do okay. They never shot a match and they come and shoot and do okay. So they ask you, what should they get? You say you should start here, but they go and spend all this money on a big nice rifle, and then they go to a match where you got really good shooters and they don't do as well, and so they get discouraged, and then they try to, this rifle is not working, or this is not what I wanted, and so I'm trying to get them where they start at a basic level. Hey, try this first, and sometimes I let them use my own rifle. You know what I mean? Try this first and see how it is going to work for you before you go investing. And I think a lot of the guys listen. Some guys don't listen, but those they do, they end up doing well. So I always tell them, just come and shoot. Bring what you got. If you just got a 10-22, just bring it. Go out there and see how this is going to work. Ask questions and see that. So that's what I'm trying to do, not to discourage them, but unfortunately, like you guys said, some of these guys, they come in and then they don't want to come back again. So, those that listen and you're trying to guide right and you help them out, then it'll work.
I would much rather let them sit behind some of my equipment and see that they are capable, versus coming in there with their own equipment and them thinking that they're not capable, because a lot of times they're just not set up properly, and
correct,
and they're not going to ask for help because it's embarrassing, to ask for help. So.
I know when I sat behind Chad's Blondie rifle, I just thought that he was not capable. That gun shoots. Holy cow, that gun shoots.
Yeah.
Yep. So you got to be thick-skinned to hang around Hasbro, or you won't be retained.
That's true.
Yeah, you go in front of Hasbro and say, "Man, this rifle is not shooting." So let me see. Ain't nothing wrong with this rifle.
Well,
yeah, that guy could dish it out too.
Well, I'm not trying to take anybody's turn here. We'll keep going around the room, but I keep wanting us to share this story, so I'm going to. Whenever I come up with the idea to start the USBR shoot at our range, I went to the club president and asked him for permission. Well, there was another guy that had asked if he could do something with Rimfire. So the club president says, "You two get together and y'all do it together." And he's like, putting on an event's tough, So this guy, as I got to know him, I figured out he was windy enough to blow up an onion sack. And
Justin's not here to defend himself.
No, this is before Justin came along. So this guy was telling people he was in Vietnam, and he was only 56 years old. He wasn't even old enough to be in Vietnam, but he had a Savage A22. And he claimed that he could shoot a 22 round through a 22 gun barrel at 50 yards. Set a barrel at 50 yards and shoot through it. I was like, this I want to see. But he never would demonstrate. But anyways, I put together a rule book for the match, because anytime you're having a match like this, like, I don't want to I'm not one that whips a rule book to death, but you got to have one, because if there's ever a conflict at a match, You got to have something that's in writing. This is our rules. And so I put together this rule book, and this guy, he thought that was the stupidest thing ever, that it was too technical, that he just wanted to get together and shoot and have fun, and he didn't want to be that technical with it. Well, the first match that we had, he came with his A22, and he had a malfunction and did not complete his card. Got up, got mad, and left me there by myself. I was running a match for the first time by myself, and he left me high and dry. He's supposed to be my helper, and he left me. He was discouraged because he'd talked all this smack that he was going to come in there with that A22 and show everybody how it was done. Well, the second match, he comes back, and he's like, yeah, my trigger was out of adjustment. I got my trigger adjusted now. Y'all going to have a hard time, you know. So, second match he comes to, he shoots a full card, and when we go down range to pull the targets, he takes his target straight to the trash can and throws it in the trash. He don't want to turn it in at the scoring table. Goes and gets in his car with all of his equipment, and he leaves. Again, leaving me by myself running a match. And I see him come back in the gate, pulls back down to the rifle range, goes over to the trash can, gets his target out, rips it up into tiny little pieces, throws it back in the trash can, and leaves again. And he's never been back to a 22 shoot. Never been back.
Wow.
Thank God that Justin and some others came along to help me with running this match, because I would have never stayed myself if I had to do it by myself. So, no, I'm very thankful for Justin. But that was just one example that stuck with me. That, you know, if that guy would have come in there just a little more humble and leaned on some of these guys that were better shooters than him, instead of trying to act like he was better than everybody else, then he might have stayed and shot with us, you know. There's Justin after we just got done talking about him.
Not only did he take his ball, he popped a hole in it before he took it, huh?
All right, catch me up, guys.
Oh, you just have to go watch back. I mean,
Somebody had bad health.
oh, he got his skinny knife. He finally won a skinny knife.
Woohoo! All right. And the blue one.
Yeah.
Well, did you get a deer?
No.
I thought that's why you were late, because you were.
I had to go to the haunted house again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So where were we? Hasbro. What's your take?
I'm sort of like you, Chad. It's like if someone comes there and it's like he wants to bring his Rossi R22 semi-automatic and think he's going to compete with, you know, Thunderbolt, you need to take a time and encourage him to say, here, sit down, shoot something else. Not that you need to go spend this right away, but you need to not give up because you are not in the right end of the scale to compete, you know. And there's nothing wrong with a 10-22. Despite J Delta, you need to shoot some of mine. But
I'm not sure he'll be able to.
Chad has seen this. I got a 10-22 that shot a 108 5-shot group. They can hammer if they're set up right.
I'm not even going to brag about 10-22s in this room because Mike Moore's sitting in here. And he's first.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
The 10-22.
But that's why I was kind of setting him up for that 10-22 coming.
That's right.
But let him shoot something to go here, because I got a guy at work that's really he's all excited just getting into shooting, and he goes out and he has in his mind, right, the 10-22 hammer forged target version of it, and it's a really nice gun. Is the ultimate of the ultimate for 10-22, and in the factory guns, it certainly is.
The hammer forged.
Now you start venturing outside of that, and you can do a lot better. So I just showed him too about ammo. You know, you guys all know the game on ammo, and sometimes you just want to give these guys, here, try this, you know, and they'll do better. So
that's hammer forged, hillbilly, not hammer forced.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
I got a Hammer Forest one.
Yeah.
Let them try guns. Let them try ammo, even in their guns.
So, Brock, you just started into this competitive shooting not very long ago, so you might have some good input on this.
So my first thing I do when I have somebody that's asking me about it is I'll show them my first target ever. It's like, can't get much worse than that one. It's like, shot a 187 on an IR 50/50 card, you know. If they want to go out and shoot, I'll flat out tell them, I was like, anything I got, you can shoot it, but I'm going to start you with a more of a budget-friendly gun. That way, if you're just wanting to kind of get into it, you don't have to spend the money that something like this costs.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you're done, you can shoot that to see if you know, it's easy to overwhelm them. Mike Moore and I were talking about that earlier today. You know, there's a fine line in between, you know, introducing somebody to something or just overwhelm them to where like, man, I can't spend that kind of money and compete and stuff. In reality, you don't have to spend as much money as it looks to get into shooting, and, you know, try to help people the best you can without telling them that they got to go and spend, you know, $4,000 or $5,000 on a rig to shoot.
See Mr. Dave Gardner over in the side chat. He's up in his hunting camp. Hope you get a big one. Yeah, I think people don't realize that it's more than just the gun. You know, you got rests, you got bags, you got there's ammo. It's just there's so much more to it than just the gun. And so, Mike, what's your take on it? You've ran some matches.
When it's someone that's just coming in new to it, the first thing that I do, or if people are watching me shoot that are out there with, you know, a rifle that isn't meant to do what they want to do, the first thing I talk to them about is I break down to them. I ask them what they're shooting for ammo. I have them show me and stuff, and then I give them the quick class on why high velocity ammo doesn't work for what they're trying to do. And explain to them about how, you know, 54 yards, the transonic disturbance happens with 1,200 feet or 1,100 and, you know, 90 feet per second ammo and stuff, and why that's has an effect on what they're doing, and get that out of their head. Then I hand them a box of CCI standard velocity because I've always got a brick of it in the truck, and I say, now shoot this, and then I come back and I check on them. So that's kind of what I think helps a lot is being able to hand someone ammo. And if they already kind of know that stuff, I should take a picture sometime of my ammo bag that I bring to the range, and I rarely pull and shoot anything out of it, but I have got, you name it, for ammo, and it's just random old lots of stuff that I just don't shoot anymore, of everything from, you know, 10x, there's match, there's team, there's, you know, all the SK products in there. And if someone's like playing around with something and I can see where they're at in the ammo, you know, game, I'll hand them a box of something that's a little bit better, and it's going to cost them $4 or $5 more, and I'll say, just shoot it. Well, what do I need for it? I don't need anything, because if that turns them, it was worth the $15 I just gave them. So that's something that I do. And then it's one of the reasons for the more money Mark II and NRL PRS this year. Why I shot all my long gongs with it, because I wanted to show everybody you don't need a Rimex or a Voodoo to do quarter mile and inside with the 22. I'm doing it with a $230 Savage Mark II with a $3,000 piece of glass on it, and so on and so forth. But it's get them out of the mindset that they got to go spend all this money right away. And the last thing I'll say on it is, as far as the NRL sport goes, there's any of it. If someone sees someone struggling in PRS or anything, they'll just hand them a bag. Try this on the next stage. Try this on the next stage. And that's the best thing you can do is lend people gear and tell them if they're just getting into it, get it through their head. Don't go out and buy it. shoot a few matches before you buy any of the peripheral gear. People will lend it to you, and then find out what works for you. So I'm done talking.
Hasbro.
Very well put.
Hasbro.
Read this comment.
Yep.
No pro set me up right here. You poking and prodding at me. And this show right here is about how to retain people. This is exactly how you retain people right here. You give them a participation trophy.
Hey, Hillbilly, are we going to have Cooter hand that to Chad? Participation trophy? You don't know what's coming up, Chad. You're going to see it tomorrow.
Okay. All right, Steve, what's your take on it?
My only experience with rimfire matches is when I went up to the Kenny Blackburn Memorial with you guys. And my goal when I went up there is I didn't want to come in last. And I failed my goal. But that's okay. I had a good time. Everybody up there was just very welcoming, very friendly and supportive. Made me feel at home. And I think that if everybody would be that way, you retain a lot more shooters.
Yep. So, George.
Well, me personally, I take two rifles every time I go to a match, and one of them, most times, just a backup rifle. I take that. Usually, it's that Kimber 82G because it's got the heaviest trigger of all my guns, and it's light, but it's the heaviest one I own. I'll loan them that. If somebody asks, I said, don't buy nothing. Come and shoot my stuff. Don't go spend any money. Let me show you how to get stuff done. Use my equipment, and that way they don't get discouraged right off the bat. Because 90% of the time they'll show up with either a Savage, and most of them Savages shoot pretty good, or a 10-22 or something like that. And it's just they're just not capable enough to shoot the matches. Not with the ammunition and stuff they use. So if you put them behind a decent gun with decent ammo to start them off, that'll put the hook in them. If they start out with mediocre stuff, they'll get discouraged really quick. And about anybody will let you borrow your gun at a match. Not everybody. The biggest asshole I ever met was shooting rimfire. I mean, not everybody's a good guy, but most of them.
Yep. That's what I said when I met Justin.
Whoa.
Oh, Justin, what's your take on the new people?
Throw the whole
showing?
question at me. I haven't heard the whole question.
Well, Mike Moore, what was the answer you were trying to obtain from us all? Because I think we've talked all the way around it.
What was the question? I mean, I came in just a tick late.
It was just basically, getting new people in to the sport and not overwhelming them and just getting them going without discouraging them.
Yeah. So, when we have newcomers come to the match, I just try to be nice to them, friendly. Me and Chad always bring extra rifles. We always offer up, for them to shoot our stuff. Typically, new people are kind of shy and, they don't want to shoot your stuff the first time, but normally by the second time, if they come back, they may take you up on it. But always trying to set them up to do good if you're trying to help somebody out like that. You want it to be a good experience. I try to urge them to put them in a class that they have a shot at winning. You don't throw them into the most competitive class you have. And I kind of encourage the other shooters. This might be something y'all touched on, but I encourage the other shooters like once they start doing good in the class, to class up and leave that class for new shooters, coming in like the hunter class and the factory class. And it kind of gives a cushion, for where they might stand a chance at winning. So, and that seems to make our little local gun club go a lot better, I believe.
Yeah. So, and like he was saying, you can offer to let them shoot your gun, but sometimes that big fancy gun's intimidating to them.
Yeah.
So I have furnished them ammo, and just say, here, try this ammo in your gun. If you don't want to shoot my gun, then try this ammo in your gun. Uh, and sometimes that works. Um, and on my channel, like, I've gotten so much grief over Ruger Precisions. Uh, since I've started my channel, I think I've had like three of them, maybe four. But I always get those guns shooting good. I find what ammo they like. I scope them up. I shoot them, and I shoot them well. And one of the reasons I try to keep one of those around is if we have somebody shows up that wants to get into the sport and they don't want to spend a big great deal of money, but they want some entry level rifle, um, then I'll offer them, and I don't even try to make a dime on it. I mean, I just let them have them for what I got in them, just to get a new shooter into the sport. So
I've seen him do it,
and I've let three RPRs and a Savage Mark II go just like that. And
MTR and that one.
my MTR, I let an MTR go. I let a CZ at one 457 go that way.
Mark II.
So I've always tried to keep something along that I can pass on to a new shooter that's capable of one of those entry level classes. I'm not saying it's capable of shooting with the vintage or the precision or the unlimited class, but it will shoot in factory or semi-auto or something along that lines. So, Hillbilly, what about you? What's your take on it, buddy? We got you in here as a newbie. We lured you in. You want to tell us about
it? Yeah, well, I think people having fun is the most deal. Regardless what sport, everybody's had great answers tonight and topics. Have fun. Stuff like that. That's the biggest part of it. But like a few of them are talking, it's like people come in and they're thinking, I can just bring my old squirrel rifle in here and whoop all these fellers. It's almost the same in any sport. I mean, I raced most of my life, and you see somebody, neighbor, or in your local town or wherever, and they know you race, and they're like, well, you run through the quarter mile, and this is a while back. And, you say, well, my Camaro's running, 14 seconds or whatever you want to say. They're like, gee, I got an old farm truck running that, I'm not going to bring her up there, buddy. Let's, we need some more people there. And I've had as much as people, like, they'll show up with what they think they got a hot rod that runs 18, 20 seconds to the quarter mile, and they're embarrassed, and they just load up and go right on home, And I think a lot of people think that they have the ability and the know-how, and sometimes it's, it's like running into a brick wall when they actually get to do it. So when people can make it fun for them and, and help them out, everybody's had great answers here. And another thing is, I mean, I don't know about these competition things that you guys shoot, but in most sports, racing, cars, motorcycles, or whatever, once you get advanced in their class, you have to move up to the next class. You can't just sit there, in the beginners or however you want to level those up. you get number one, 2 seasons in a row or whatever, the rules might be, you have to advance up to the next class. Either if that means you got to buy a new motorcycle, a car, or, whatever the case might be. And so, but I think that always keeps it open for new, for upcomers, when there's a reason why they do that.
Well, Hillbilly, if you'll do the honors, we'll stop right here and we'll call out the side chat. So everybody type in new shooter in the side chat.
Nude shooter?
No, not nude.
Nude.
New shooter.
That's the spelling test, Hillbilly.
Kind of hard hearing.
And while everybody's typing that in, I wanted to go back to that comment that Mr. Bob put up. He said that his liver diagnosis was a misdiagnosis, that he is okay. So I'm glad to hear that. Congratulations. I'm glad it turned out that way for you.
Awesome, buddy.
That's great news. I got a guy at church that's going through that now, liver cancer. Went up to Mayo Clinic. So I'm glad to hear Bob's good.
Yes. No doubt about that. All right. Well, we had Kentucky Rimfires and Hobbies in first. Had Hasbro coming in. There's Vanessa Kitty out there. J Crow. We got J Delta out there in the side chat and on the panel also. We got Alaska One Andy, all the way from the North Pole, and that is actually his address. We got Vanessa again, and Mr. Bob says shoe neuter. We got Eric out there, which is helping man. How you doing tonight, buddy? We got George in Kentucky out there on the side chat and also in the panel. We got Boomstick and Mark 6 out there. We also have John Taylor in the side chat. We got Empty Pockets Paint Shop out on the side chat and also in the panel. And that is Mike. If you don't recognize that, we got Living in Southwest Virginia, Steve out there in the side chat and in the panel. We got M. Gabriel out there. Hey, buddy, how you doing? And I don't know who in the world this feller is here, but he calls himself Cyclops Joe. Good to have you on. We're talking about new shooters, so if you're a new shooter, you might want to listen up, brother. Good to see you out there. Everybody knows who Joe is.
I don't think it's going anywhere, Joe. I think he's like Mike in that 54. They sleeps with it.
Got Mr. Bob Dabalina out there. And we also have Leatherman out there. And there's okay, we already got J Delta and he's saying hi. So I think we got everybody so far there, Chad.
Yeah, so we got 30 viewing right now. Don't forget to go over there and hit that like button if you don't mind. And Mike Moore, we'll let you go on to your next talking point.
Next one I got, it sort of goes in with previous a little bit with a new shooter, getting them to the range. If you're going to be mentoring somebody that's new to shooting, one of the things I've noticed is you have to keep it simple. As far as setting them up and everything, I like to tell them, keep it simple. Stay with a factory class rifle if you're going to compete. Get a factory 1022, a target model or a light varmint target, and shoot the factory class for at least a season. The main thing is fundamentals. So working with new shooters on their fundamentals will greatly increase their odds of doing better, and that helps retain them more. If you just let somebody loose at a match and just let them try to figure it out themselves, they really don't do well. But if you help coach them on the fundamentals and stuff of competition shooting, it helps keep them. Because competition shooting is way different than shooting squirrels. Because when I started with Benchrest, I went into it with that mentality of I squirrel hunt, I do just fine, and I jumped straight into a match with a 1022 and a 3x9 scope, thinking I was going to do great, and it humbled me real quick. Luckily, I had some guys, a couple guys jump in and help show me the ropes and offer me up stuff, and having that support is what kept me going in the sport. And I think as, seasoned shooters as we are, it's our job to welcome them, help them, and help keep them, entertained with it. You got to keep it fun. Some people, they get down behind a target, they shoot a Benchrest target, and they get bored really quickly. So I've figured out that not shooting the same target all the time will help keep a newer shooter engaged and keep them coming back. Something I like to do is go to the dollar store and buy a bag of Army Men. New shooters love shooting little Army Men. If you can sit them up on the top of your target stand or below your target stand, watching those little Army Men fly makes them laugh every time, and they want to keep doing it. And if you break up almost the monotony of target shooting with fun targets, reactive targets, it helps keep them engaged more, especially with kids. If you're trying to get, kids involved in the shooting sports, they'll stick with shooting paper for a short amount of time. But if you put reactive targets in front of the kids, that greatly increases your odds of keeping them interested and keeping them going. And I'd like to try to get as many people into the shooting sports as we can, but mainly the younger generation is getting them, up and coming and into the shooting sports. And I've noticed that things like reactive targets help.
So for me, and me being a match director, one thing I started doing last year was the whatever challenge targets that were taking place on YouTube, I'd print off like 15 of those, and we would shoot our regular match. And then after that match was complete, we'd all shoot the challenge target together, whether it was Hasbro's target or No Pro's target or Hillbilly's target or Elijah's target, whatever. We just all sat down together and shot those challenge targets together. And some of those times I got to video them and make an actual YouTube video out of it. And it actually got popular because every match we'd have, they'd walk up and say, well, what challenge target are we going to shoot today? And I'd feel bad when I didn't have nothing ready for them. But that's one of the reasons I like the challenge targets, is because I like to train, but I don't want to sit and shoot at a USBR target all the time. So shooting those challenge targets is a training that keeps your skill sharpened for the competitive shooting. So
range I used to shoot at, the range I started shooting Benchrest at, we used to do that after a match. We would do different challenge targets, out 50 yards, 100 yards, just to keep it fun for everybody afterwards. And of course, then it turned into not really a pissing contest, but, a lot of guys started throwing money around at the challenge targets, side bets.
Also to reiterate on, you was talking about keeping it simple and stuff. One of the guys that I let have a rifle was that CZ at one, and I told the guy what ammo it liked. I let him have it with a bipod. That's the way I was shooting it, off of a bipod. It was set up. All he had to do was shoot it and shoot that ammo. And he went and got an MTR because he didn't feel like the at one was good enough. And then he changed his he changed a lot of techniques. Like he changed how his gun was mounted to his rest. He changed rest. He went away from the bipod, went to a rest, but then he put this block on the bottom of the gun that fitted in the rest. He added so much variables to himself all at once, and he was getting discouraged. Like he told me, he's like, "Man, I'm gonna quit. I got nothing for you guys." And I was like, "Well, tell me this: when you got that rifle from me, what ammo did it shoot?" And of course, it was SK Pistol Match Special.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "And what are you shooting now?" And he's like, "Well, I've tried several different things. I've tried this, I've tried that." I was like, "Well, why are you not shooting Pistol Match Special?" And I don't know. And so I was like, "Here's a box of Pistol Match Special. Put that gun back on a bipod, sit down there, and shoot a card with this Pistol Match Special." He shot probably one of the better cards that he had shot in a while, just by going back to the brass roots. He had changed so many things about his shooting technique that he had gotten himself off. Justin had tried to help him. I had tried to help him. He was texting me at night. He was texting Justin at night. We're trying to help him, but sometimes it's hard to help somebody when they're getting in their own way.
Yeah, I've run into that myself with people. They've come to me for advice and wanting some help and all that, and they don't do their research and they don't listen, and it gets discouraging for the person trying to help you when you don't listen. And everybody has an opinion, everybody has advice. You have to not try all of it at once, but see what works for you, because what works for one person's setup might not work for yours.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, I realized you can't help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves and is not going to listen. And you can find out pretty quickly if they're going to actually pay attention and listen to what you're trying to show them and tell them.
I mean, in this particular instance, I don't think it was that he was not retaining the information. He wanted to be better so fast that he was just throwing everything he could at it, and he was just getting in his own way. When he backed up and simplified things, he shot good.
That's the big thing I've noticed with a lot of people, myself included, over the years, is getting ahead of yourself too quickly. And when you do back off and simplify it and get back to your fundamentals, you do better.
Yep.
And it took me a little while to do that myself, to get back. I was doing really good, got ahead of myself, got out of the groove, and then I had to slow down, take my time, get back to my fundamentals and simplify it. And then I started doing good again, and just showing people that you don't have to go 100 miles an hour to be good. Just keep it simple and just, focus on your basics and your fundamentals, and you'll do a lot better than you think you will.
Jose, you got anything you want to add to that?
Yes. I'm just saying yes to what you guys say. I agree. Yeah, I agree with you guys. It's we do some challenges where we are, we get a couple of prizes to get people to come, but we try to make them fun too. Like shooting lollipops at 50 yards. I mean, it just see their faces, they glow when they see that lollipop, disintegrate.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fun. And then what you guys says, the basics. They ask, well, I want to be able to shoot this. That's okay. So you got to learn your basics, your breathing, your trigger. So if they're willing to learn, and sometimes they get ahead of themselves. And then I ask him, well, do you mind if I show you something that I used to do that worked for me? And a lot of them are receptive, and they say, okay, whatever you can show me to help me. And some of them are not. And they try their way, and they don't do as well. And sometimes they come back and say, hey, can you show me that again? But then sometimes they just try to make changes at one time. And then one of the things I'm trying to tell them is, you're going to have like a million different people telling you to do a million different things, right? And you go online and this guy do this, and you go online, this guy do that. I said, well, those are good for some people, but you got to work with what you got that it works for you. And I say, take the fundamentals, and I tell them, the more you practice, people used to say that practice makes perfect. I say practice makes permanent, because if you doing it wrong, permanently it's going to be wrong all the time. But if you learn how to do it right, permanently it becomes correct. Your cheek goes on the cheek riser, your finger goes in the right place. You know how to hold your breath, not to jerk the rifle and things like that. So yes to everything you guys said. I agree.
So M. Gabriel's got a question. He's like, what channels offer information for new 22 competition shooting, that like divisions, equipment, technique, etc.? I don't know if I have an answer about a channel, but me and Justin have said this many times. One of the best ways to learn things is to go somewhere and be around people that are doing it. And so find you a competitive match that's taking place near to you, and go to that match and just observe people, what they're doing, what they're shooting on, what rifles are they shooting, what barrels are they using, what rests are they using. Just, you can absorb a lot of information just by attending a competitive match and just seeing what's going on there.
Yeah, try not to heckle them either.
I can tell you a couple channels, Chad, just to plug them, because they helped me when I got into shooting NRL 22 and PRS as well, but NRL. One's 22 Lima Romeo, and the other is Copper Star. I think it's Copper Star. Yeah, Copper Star. They go through every month the course of fire a week or two before you're going to be able to shoot it.
Yep.
And just watching their techniques and logic on how they move from target to target will really help you.
Yep. I watched both of those.
That's one of the things I suggest to new people is don't shoot your first match you go to. Go to the match and just hang out.
Yep.
Watch, observe everybody. And when the match is over and everybody's cleaning and stuff like that, ask questions. Ask to look at things. Most people are going to show you whatever you want to look at after the match.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Jay Crow's out there. He says he attended 4 or 5 matches before he participated in one.
Mm-hmm.
Take video people shooting. That way you can kind of watch how they do things and what works for them. And
Yep. There's
Copper Star Precision. Yep.
Both those channels. They're great channels.
Yep.
So, where were we? Hasbro.
I guess from the perspective of a new shooter and new in a lot of things like that, one of the things that was ingrained in me, and it was hard for me to learn, but I did learn it fairly early on, is just to listen, right? If you want to go and if you're interested in this stuff, kind of like the guy said, you go to these matches, but listen. And that's, I still try to do that. It's like when we got together, Rimfire Dave, while I was teasing you guys a lot, I was listening to what he said especially about reading the wind. And there's a lot of wisdom you can get. And then just go and try to apply what you hear from people that are really, you can see the results on what they're doing. Try to do what they're doing.
Brock?
Yeah, just don't try to overdo something too quick. Like kind of like Jay Delta was talking about. There's a million different things that you're going to get told, and just because it works for somebody, doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And don't overcomplicate something if it doesn't need to be overcomplicated.
You mean I wasn't supposed to go from 1 rifle to 20?
Nope.
I failed miserably. What about you, Mike?
A couple of things. One that I've heard a couple times is the fun factor. It's got to be fun. And one thing that I found, again, PRS, NRL, because that's primarily what I do, is the trash talking that goes on between competitors.
Yeah.
That breaks the ice and puts people, as long as they're not like already so uptight that they shouldn't be around firearms to begin with. But, when you come in and there's all those nerves and jitters, and then you see, guys that are like, shooting really, really high end stuff and they're like just razzing the crap out of people when they miss or do dumb stuff. It takes the edge off. So having fun with people, and being able to joke around with them while you're doing it, I think is really important. Fundamentals, something that I've done with people, is if they're interested in it and they've reached out to me or one of my kids or something, I've taken people to the ranges with all their gear and random, they got out there. I'm like, okay, pull that scope off. All right. We're gonna mount it how it should be mounted now. We're gonna get the eye relief right on it. We're gonna get the length of pull right. We're gonna do all those things to start them off with success. Plus, when you talk to them about it, then they understand why those things are important. Not just that. Well, I was at the Bass Pro Shops and they mounted and zeroed it for me. Well, the guy that mounted and zeroed it for you was 6'7", and you're 5 foot, 4. It's not going to work, type of a deal. So, and then the last thing I'll say on it is I've done this at some of the ranges I belong to, and it's something that I've went to myself as an entry level shooter in different disciplines. A lot of ranges offer new shooter clinics where they will have a day or something where it's not that it's a match or something. It's just if you're interested in getting your feet wet into this, and I've got videos on my channel where I've done it, intro to NRL 22, and had half a dozen people show up. I provided all the rifles, the gear, the stages, and talked them through everything, and then ran them through it so they would have an idea of what it is that they're going to have to do when they do decide to go to a match, and they didn't have to put a nickel into doing it. So, and that's something that the Veterans and Outdoors Gun Club, the CMP Club side of it, the CMP guys, they do a high power clinic every year that's open to the general public where you can come down and shoot an AR or an M1 Garand at 200 yards through the positional shooting at no cost, but they'll walk you onto the target and get you to where you're in the 8 ring or better, and they'll be patient with you all day long, hoping to grow the sport. So, new shooter clinics are great.
Steve, you got anything you want to add?
No, not really. I don't have a lot of experience training other people other than my kids and grandkids, and just kind of repeat what most of you guys have said. Keep it fun. I started my granddaughter out shooting with a BB gun when she was 4, shooting at little water balloons because the reactive targets, like you guys have said, that got her attention more than just punching holes in paper.
Yep.
So you guys got it covered.
George.
What was the question? I forgot.
Things you can do to keep them interested, like not shooting the same target all the time, or helping them with their equipment, or
The best way to keep it interesting is to give them something that they can shoot well. I don't mean just a gun and ammo. I mean like a target. Give them something that they can actually hit.
Mm-hmm.
Let them start having fun right off the bat before graduating them to a like a USBR target or something that is hard. Give them something easy to shoot at. These little club matches where they do, they print out them little squirrels and crows and stuff like that. That's what people ought to start on. Nobody starting should ever go in to UBR or something. Am I there?
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, buddy, will you get rid of that crap for me
What is it?
in the side chat?
It's not on this channel. It's on whoever's sharing. It's on Hasbro's. I can't do it.
I don't see anything on my channel. What are you talking about?
Maybe Steve.
It's on a shared. Whoever's sharing it. Sharing.
Steve shares.
There's
too.
nothing on
Oh, it could
mine.
be on Steve's.
See, let me look and see.
Yeah, blame it on Steve.
It's the weather.
Anyways, where were we, Jose?
Yes, sir. I think I already did.
Oh, you got moved around in the Hollywood Squares.
Yeah.
we lost Mike, and we had to bring Mike back. And
George just gave an answer.
Yeah. So, Justin, you can go, or Hillbilly can go, either one.
For me, I think everybody's said it good. Keep it fun, exciting, something that they can feel good about, and reactive targets works great. I prefer hard seltzer. Everybody loves taking down a hard seltzer, so yeah,
Yes.
a lot better, lots funner for a new shooter to have something reactive than a lot of people say punching holes in paper. So
Absolutely. So one big thing
Keep
we
it
do a
fun.
couple times a year, we shoot KYL, and that breaks up the monotony of shooting paper. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the guys like it,
Except for you.
except for me, probably. I don't particularly get anything out of it, but
I'm with
it is a change. It's okay. But a lot of new shooters, they really like the challenge of trying to clear the rack, so that helps out. The biggest problem I've seen with new shooters is just bench etiquette. They don't know how to get the most stability out of their posture. They're and cheek weld and stuff like that. And if I see somebody that's just looks like they're in a bind, and their scores aren't doing well, I'll approach them, with conversation, and then, ask them if they're open to suggestions. I could give them a couple suggestions, and if they're receptive, then I'll, you know, tell them, what I see that they're doing wrong in a very nice way. And I'll use Chad or Bruce or another shooter that's sitting at a bench. I'll tell them to get in position and let them observe. And I'll make them get up and walk around 360 that shooter at a bench, and show them, how you should be set up on your rifle, And,
I tell them 180, not 360. It's rough.
well, yeah,
being
not
throw that
360.
rifle.
Yeah, 180. 270.
Yeah. 180.
Yeah. I guess 270 is don't go around.
Yeah,
there.
270. There you go.
Yeah. We know what you mean.
Yeah. But,
Probably 345 or something like that. But
I think I've helped out a lot of new shooters just by that one simple thing. The height of their stool or the chair. That's probably the biggest thing that will help them out, is to get in the right position. I see them have their front rest way too high a lot of times, and for no apparent reason. And the more stability they can get, better they're going to shoot. And some people, ain't going to take no suggestions at all. But if you get somebody that's struggling, sometimes, they'll take some advice if you present it the right way.
Yeah, and you're right. There's some people that, if you try to suggest something, they get mad because they think that you think they're dumb or something.
Yeah.
So it's you have to be careful.
You got to talk to them a little bit and figure out if they're receptive to the idea before you just start trying to put a bunch of
Boss
information
them around, Yeah.
See, I run into that problem a lot being a little younger. People older than me not really going to want to listen to what I've got to say because, I know better. I've been shooting longer than you've been alive, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you cut that young punk off. He's talking too much.
That's where you need that sense of humor. So you got someone else that comes up and pops into him. Yeah, well, you know, you've been shooting a lot longer, but you ain't shot as well as this young man's doing.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
and then
right.
just walk away
That's
from him
right.
and leave him with that. You know, so,
You know, those guys that don't want to pay attention, I just throw my drill sergeant hat on.
you know.
And I take it behind the shed out there by the by the shotgun, by the with the
Scare them straight.
I get them straight.
Jesus,
Wall counseling back there.
Looks like we finally found something you can do well, Private Pile.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's your malfunction.
All in all, though, I mean, overall experience in this shooting sport, everybody's helpful.
Mhm.
People will loan their equipment, they'll loan their advice. Now, do you always want to take their advice? No, because in the end, everybody's out here to win, So,
Right.
But I try to keep it fun for everybody, and be real about it. And you can ask Justin. I've said from the beginning, the moment that I quit having fun is when I quit hosting the matches. And if it's not fun to me, then I'm not going to do it. And I enjoy it. We've got 3 years under our belt, starting into our fourth, and we're going to start in with this new UBR challenge, which is a way to try to keep people interested, because I felt like last year that my attendance started slacking off, and I wanted to bring a change into the thing, and just so happened George came out with that change right at the perfect time. So I'm bringing something new into my guys, and hopefully my attendance will come back up and get people back involved. It was just a busy year this year too, though, for people. So, but anyways, Mike, you got anything else?
Nope. I think that about covers it.
Well, that was awesome, because we hit like 2 talking points and it covered about the whole show.
So can I ask you guys, like Mike, that and a lot of that shoot competitive, a lot of places, Brock and everybody. Is there any like leagues or whatever that has like a handicap situation? Same as like playing golf.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Not that I'm aware of. The only thing I know of is there was a Benchrest league that shot the USBR targets. They had a beginner's class where, if you were new to the sport, you were in that class with just other beginners, and like they waived match fees for you for the first season. Like you got to shoot the whole first season at no match cost, basically, as long as you were a new shooter. But after that, you had to move up, to the next class.
Okay.
Hillbilly, that's an opportunity for you. You could start a Thunderbolt league, and that handicaps everybody.
I've actually seen a Rimfire Benchrest competition where the club that was putting it on, everybody had to. You could bring whatever rifle you wanted, but the match director handed each competitor a box of ammo. That way, everybody shot the same ammo.
Yep.
At the match.
Yep. I think George and them used to do it, and there used to be a club local to us here that they don't do it. The club don't exist anymore, but that's the way they used to shoot. You had a cap on your rifle scope combo. It couldn't exceed X amount of dollars, and when you paid your entry fee to shoot the match, they rent you a box of ammo. Everybody got the same ammo, same lot number. So.
Yeah, that's the way we done it, and it went over really good too. Oh, we done.
I get the
just ran out the fly target at the range, and just everybody shot the same ammo, and I mean, we had a lot of fun doing it. Still do.
It's a good way to keep Brock from hoarding it all.
No more team for Brock.
Yeah, he don't buy up the good lots of Norm Attack.
Y'all gave me a great idea. I got a brick of Hasbro's ammo back here. We're gonna have a match
Hey
next week.
now.
I need 10 shooters. I got 10 boxes of ammo.
There you go.
And that's going to get expensive really fast. Not for you though.
Well, let's go around the room and you guys can talk about what you got coming up, and also if you've got any cool little Halloween stories you want to talk about, since it's here Halloween season. So you got anything you want to add for a Halloween story, we can do that. We got a few minutes left here. So J Della, what you got coming up, buddy?
Got a video coming up on Monday. I believe we're shooting the Anschutz 2013 from my friend Jimmy. I had like 4 videos recorded, and when I updated the software on one of my cameras, they all went away. So I think we were able to recreate it. If you're not busy on Monday night at 7:30, come by and give us a visit. That is a 25-plus-year-old rifle, and he shoots. He shoots it probably some ammo. He shoots better than my remix. I'm not kidding. So, and then next week I'm going to start. I'm gonna do a video, 1 or 2 videos. He's gonna let me borrow the same rifle, and we're gonna compare old school versus new school, Anschutz versus Anschutz, mano a mano. And we're gonna shoot some good ammo like 10x and maybe some Center X or Midas Plus, and see which rifle shoots the best. And then we're gonna start another series with really budget ammo like CCI Standard Velocity and Aguila Standard Velocity, and then CCI Quiet. We're gonna do a couple of those with some of the rifles, see how that shoots. So stay tuned. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Thank you for having me tonight.
It's time for an intervention.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to join well, I already did Anschutz Anonymous.
Well, I mean, he's been winning like crazy here lately on the members channel, on the members stream.
Yeah.
And Jay Crow down here says that we should just give your brick of ammo away on the next monthly membership giveaway. that might help Jay Delta not have to shoot all that budget ammo.
That's right. Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry. I know Boomstick a while back he was talking about some Russian match ammo called Exact. We're gonna be shooting some of that too. You don't want to miss that.
John Taylor says he just picked up 5 bricks of Center X. Boy, you found a gold mine.
Spent a fortune too.
Mm-hmm.
We'll nickname him Empty Pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that earlier. Every one of our channels should start off with like Empty Pockets, Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies. Empty Pockets.
Yeah.
Because all the stuff we do it is kind of expensive, but
your pockets will be empty by the time I'm done.
Oh yeah, I know. I done put a tall order in, and it just keeps growing. So, Justin, what you got coming up, buddy?
Well, I hope to be in a tree stand before daylight in the morning.
There's a lot of people out there wanting to know when you're going to shoot these challenges.
Buddy, we've got to get a buck first.
You've been
hopefully this weekend. Then I'll get back on the rimfire shooting.
I'm not hunting tomorrow. My daughter's boyfriend's downstairs on my couch, and she's in there in the bedroom, and they're going to go sit in my blind tomorrow and try to kill a deer.
Giving up your stand.
I did.
Heard that. Yeah, just been too busy to shoot here lately, but hopefully get back to the range here within the next little bit.
You're gonna have to get over and fix all the stuff that people's tore up and stole.
Yeah.
I went into the range this morning to shoot a couple of guns, and the lock to the main gate was unlocked, and I went in, and there's some boxes at the range, these little wooden boxes that people made and brought in there to, like, you can use them as like a booster seat if your seat's not tall enough or whatever. You put it in a chair and then sit on that box or whatever. Well, I guess somebody came in there and didn't have no type of a target stand, so they took the box and set it on top of the wood stool that I always sit on, took it down range, and put their target on it. So the box has got 22 holes in it, and the stool had one shot went into it, and then our steel plates that hang at 100 yards, they're gone. Somebody stole them.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So, yep. We're gonna
Yeah,
get some.
I've been putting some cameras up down there.
Well, we got one camera right now where we can see like who's coming and going. I think who left the gate open was the garbage truck. They were the last ones there. They come picked up the garbage, and I don't think they locked the lock good when they left. But that don't explain the other stuff. And that's just, I mean, if you ain't got sense enough to come in there and shoot up somebody's property, you don't need to be in there shooting a gun. No way.
No,
So,
that's terrible.
Steve, what you got coming up, babe?
I've got a couple more attempts at the day at the range Hilux challenge. And then my brother's got a new rifle supposed to deliver Monday to the FFL. And we're hoping to get out and do some shooting about the middle of next week. Weather.
JD, I'll just put out a $4.99 super chat that says for the Deer Fund.
Woo!
Thank you, buddy. That'll make me feel better about giving up my hunting spot tomorrow. So, George, what you got coming up, buddy? You gonna get out there shooting this wind and weather? Nope.
No.
He's in hibernation.
Hopefully it'll get better the next day or two. I'll be able to shoot. But we'll see.
You're gonna put that jacket and beanie on and get out there and shoot now.
I know it. Put my hoodie on.
Yep. Hillbilly, what you got coming up, babe?
Oh man, we got videos coming out. Bear Creek Arsenal, Teal 1, 1022. We stuck a new barrel on there. Chad sent the channel. We got that thing hammered on and been shooting some videos. Next week we got actually those videos coming out, but we have used it shooting Hasbro's Halloween challenge. And I guess while I was gone to the General Dollar today, Cooter, he grabbed that gun and shot that challenge. So I think he said it's going to come out just a little before midnight. It'll be posted. So
right before Chad can do anything about it.
Yeah, I heard he's making fun of you, Chad. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, have you bought new tables for Ames, or are you in a doghouse?
I'm still in the doghouse, still looking to replace that one. Yeah, pumpkin video. Had one just sitting on a couple yard tables that my wife had, and I shot the pumpkin, but just the force of that pumpkin exploding with that 12 gauge slug, it just annihilated that plastic table, man.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
I loved it.
That was an amazing shot. An amazing shot.
She didn't think so.
Wow. You don't think you should do it again?
That was a lesson in hydraulics.
Well, I mean, it was a couple of years ago. I shot the the swimming pool, and her and the grandkids all were mad at me over that. So yes, I need
Wow.
to quit doing stuff like that.
Have you got another one of those tables?
Yeah,
Can you do it again and show us how you done it?
only had two.
Recreate it.
Yeah. Oh man.
Brock, what you got coming up, buddy?
Well, I'm getting orders out, trying to get caught up on that still, and shooting a little bit. Going to do some practicing. Take my girlfriend out and let her do some practicing for a match coming up. And she's gonna try her first match next month, so try to get her prepped and ready for that.
Mike Connolly in the side chat. He says, I'm late for the party. What's up, guys?
Is she ranked high enough to shoot that team ammo?
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, those
Great answer.
those three bricks that he brought today, they're really hers.
Just hide him, Brock. No, just kidding.
He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What about she come back and say, this is the only ammo I want to shoot?
Right. Let's magically run out of it.
Yeah. You better hire a brig or two.
Hey, bro, what you got coming up, buddy?
Well, the Halloween challenge ends in 24 minutes. Get out and shoot it if you can. I never did shoot it at night, which is kind of a bummer. I got all the night vision stuff to do it, but that's all right. A lot of people do it. So in about 2 weeks on Guns, Beer, and Therapy, we're going to do a giveaway for people to enter that contest, and we got some pretty cool stuff coming. So look forward to that.
Pikeville?
What was that?
You shot it at night in Pikeville?
You're right, but I don't think I even did a video on that one. But anyway, so that's pretty fun. And then I'm working on the next one. So what I did last year is I had a challenge, Christmas challenge. It went from December all the way through January. So if you got a Christmas present, you had a chance to use it. And that's what we're going to do again. So I'm working on that. And that'll be coming out here in the next week or two, something around there. But the contest will start in December. So.
All right. So, Mike Moore, what you got coming up, buddy?
Finishing out the ABRA season. Got one more match to go. And other than that, waiting on parts to come in for some projects. And that'll probably be it for a little while.
Yep, there's Frank Calhoun says, howdy y'all. A little bit late it seems. Yep, we're just about to the point of signing off. We start this show on Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah, good talk tonight, guys. I appreciate everybody being in here. Appreciate everybody on the side chat. Get out there and encourage some new shooters to get to the range and shoot, and do your best to keep them there shooting with you. It's always fun to have some compadres out there shooting with you. That's how I met Justin. You know, we got out there and shot together, and we stuck together. We've become best friends, and it's he keeps me on my toes, and I keep him on his toes. But anyways, we'll see you next week on Let's Talk Benchrest. Thank you, Mike Moore, for bringing the topic tonight. I appreciate it. And y'all say good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.